My name is Jessica Jackley, and I'm a co-founder of Kiva as well as Profounder.
Okay, and could you speak a bit about what that is?
Yeah, so Kiva is the world's first peer-to-peer microlending platform for poverty alleviation. In just under the last 5 years, Kiva has facilitated $161 million in loans among 206 countries in $25 and $50 little bits. So everyday people coming onto the platform and lending money to entrepreneurs that need a small loan. And over time they get repaid and they can lend again and again. Profounder is a crowdfunding platform for entrepreneurs in the US to raise investments for their small businesses or startups.
Right, okay. So, I mean, a lot of people say that the MDGs won't be reached in the next 5 years. They say it's not realistic. What's your opinion on this?
So I think when people respond with pessimism about the MDGs, I believe that they come from either a doubt in the methodology or the tool at hand, and that's a perfectly interesting argument to pursue, and they're probably very specific arguments that a person would have on those, right? So more importantly though, what I like to think about and sort of push people on is if they doubt just this basic idea of what we're all capable of. I think it's very easy to see the poor and to see people who actually are suffering from poverty, suffering from different illnesses. A lot of the goals are actually designed to improve their lives, right? They'll improve my life too, they'll improve a lot of our lives in this room, but the vast majority of the improvements that will be made will be in their lives. So what I hope and what I wonder about is if people really believe in the potential of a woman living in sub-Saharan Africa. Is she really truly somebody who can lift herself out of poverty if she just has access to a microloan, for example? Is she someone who can be who has as much capability, as many gifts to succeed in the world as I do? I believe that that's very possible. So I think it's a matter of both believing in human potential as well as the method and the theory of change that you're talking about.
If you had to pick one of the goals, which would you say is most urgent? If it could happen now, it needs to happen right now.
Sure. So I think the first one, eradicating poverty, they all overlap a lot of these goals and the vision of the world that you could imagine if any one of them were achieved. But I believe that's a place that, at least for me, a lot of my energy and waking hours are spent sort of focused on and working on.
And what more can actually be done to make this, happen and not just something that we're just talking about that needs to happen?
Yeah, so more and more technology makes it easy for people to take an easy step anytime they want to. Just, go on a website. Obviously, I'm biased towards Kiva, Profounder, things like that, but there are all sorts of tools out there, all sorts of platforms that allow you to take an action. Even if it's just a small action, it does add up. So, I hope I don't sound like a broken record, but what I think the most important thing is belief that change is possible, belief in someone else's potential. So if really in the deepest part of yourself, if you really truly believe in the potential of somebody living on the other side of the planet, if you really believe they're a worthwhile human being to invest in, there are a lot of ways to make their lives better. There are a lot of tools that we have right now, there are a lot of solutions that we know. So it's not a matter always, I think, of inventing a new way to make something better and to address these goals. We know how to help people who are hungry. You feed them. We know how to solve a lot of problems. There are preventable diseases that people are suffering from. There are solutions out there. I think it's just a matter of choosing to remind ourselves and to believe that change is possible. And then I don't think you have to make an argument after that. I mean, there's nothing more exhilarating and more exciting than the honor of getting to help someone else's life be better.
And do you think events like this are important to raise awareness so we can actually start getting that done?
Yeah,
more?
I think to awareness of what is out there and what can be done, because there is more and more all the time, that make it a little more efficient and more accessible and easier to actually address these problems. But I also think it's important just because it provides community for so many of us that are thinking about these things every day.